Morgan O'Brien here, back again with another very unofficial guide. This time we're on a Caribbean cruise with Royal Caribbean on the Monarch of the Seas. Okay, so we're in our shuttle bus now, our transportation from the airport to the pier. And I have to say my first impression is not really a good one. It said on our transfer ticket thing that we had to print out on our own at home that we should look around in the baggage claim for somebody to pick us up and take us to the shuttle, and there wasn't anybody. So we went and did a little bit of looking around in the airport, and we just happened to walk past somebody holding a Monarch of the Seas folder, and we talked to him. He didn't even stop walking to listen to our questions. He just kept walking, and when I told him that we were also trying to find the transportation to the ship, he kept walking but told us to follow him. And we followed him through the airport, and he took us to the shuttle, and then as we were putting on our suitcases on the bus driver already begged us for a tip. And then we got on the bus, and then they told us that the bathroom isn't working, so we got back off the bus to go to the bathroom because we got directly off the plane and didn't take any time to take care of that. But then so then they rushed us on the bus, and I guess we're the last two people that they're waiting for, which is weird because they had absolutely no idea that we were coming. They called us walk-ons, even though we had a reservation and a ticket. So I'm curious to see how that's going to affect us getting on the boat. But and then as the bus drove away from the airport, the bus driver then turned on the loudspeaker and begged us all again for a tip. Well, he reminded us that we should give him a tip. So that's my first impression. We're on the bus on our way to the ship, and although it's a very comfortable bus, I don't have a very good first impression of this experience. Let's see if it gets better. This is my first cruise. I've never done a cruise before, or never a cruise like this, so I am a virgin cruiser, and these are only like first time cruiser experiences. I don't claim to be an expert or necessarily have any fantastic tips because, like I said, this is only the first time I've done this, but I talked with a lot of other very experienced cruisers before I went out on this journey, so maybe I do have a little bit of insight. Anyways, this was our first day, and after a bad first impression of basically running through the airport following the shuttle bus attendant or whatever, and not getting a chance to grab anything to eat or hardly go to the bathroom, we got on the shuttle bus and got to the boat, and then when you arrive at the port, you have to check in basically. So either you print out your check-in stuff at home, or you check in the terminal, which is what we had to do. So you need your passport or your birth certificate and your documents for the cruise. It's sort of like going in for a flight, except you go through security before you get your tickets and your room keys and stuff like that. The security is not as lax or not as strict as at an airport. We didn't have to take off our shoes or our belts or anything like that. They just wanted to basically look in our bags, and we had to take out the laptops and stuff like that. Then you get your, I guess this is called a C-Pass. Yeah. C-Pass, kind of like your room key and tickets when you go to Disney World. So with this, you can charge basically anything on the ship to your room, and you don't have to think about cash or having cash with you. And it's also your room key and has useful information on it, like what station you have to go to for the security drill, and when your dining room time is, and what dining room you're in, and what table you're at. And there's other numbers on here, I don't know exactly what they mean. Then when you get to your room, you have all this information. This is for tomorrow. I guess it doesn't matter. So you get all this information about where you are that day and what's happening, a nice weather forecast, a little bit of history and culture about your destination, and then information about the ship. And then there is also on the back, there is a very thorough list of everything that's happening today on the ship, the times, if it costs more, and who it's for, and what kind of entertainment or seminar or whatever it is. And then there was also, in the other thing I got, there is like a checklist, so you can sort of decide, you can read it all up and decide what it is you want to do that day, and then make a checklist so you don't have to, I don't know, write it down or whatever. So yeah, check out this useful information in the room, and every day you get a new one about the next day. So the night before you can read up where you're going and what it is you want to do. And tomorrow we are going to be in Nassau in the Bahamas. So yeah, that's tomorrow.